Okay, let's dive right into this. Picture this. You reach into your pocket, your bag, or your wallet, and your heart just completely drops. Your prepaid card is gone. Now, for so many of us, that card is a literal financial lifeline, and knowing the cash loaded on it is just missing in action, it's terrifying. If you're watching this explainer, you might be in full panic mode right now, or maybe you're just trying to be highly proactive. Either way, you are in exactly the right place.
Look, it is completely normal to feel a sudden wave of panic when you lose something as critical as your money. But I want you to take a deep breath. Your funds are not necessarily gone forever. If you act fast and follow the right protocols, you can absolutely secure your digital cash and get a fresh replacement card in your hands. Today, we're going to walk through the exact steps you need to take, the legal protections you actually have, and what this whole process really looks like behind the scenes.
So, here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. Prepaid cards, the basics. 2. Immediate steps to take. 3. Contacting your card issuer. 4. Understanding your liability limits. 5. Replacement timeframes and fees. And finally, number 6. Preventing future card loss.
Let's kick things off with Section 1. Prepaid cards, the basics. What you need to know.
So a prepaid card functions a lot like a debit or credit card when you're at the checkout counter, right? They run on the major networks you already know like Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. But structurally, they're completely different animals. You aren't tapping into a traditional bank account, and you definitely aren't borrowing from a revolving line of credit. You are essentially spending digitized cash that was loaded in advance. And because they aren't tied to a bank account, they don't require a credit check, which is great, and they perfectly limit you from overspending. But, and this is a big but, this unique structure also means the replacement process has its own very specific set of rules.
All right, moving right along to Section 2. Immediate steps. Act fast. Let's move to our action plan and see how this builds into your immediate response. Step 1, seriously, just breathe. You've got this. Step 2, immediately open your provider's mobile app. Whether you use Money Network, SuitsMe, MX Serve, or any other issuer, find and hit that freeze or lock button right now. This instantly cuts off access and prevents any unauthorized transactions or ATM withdrawals while you retrace your steps. And step 3, if you realize the card is permanently lost, grab whatever account information you have handy so you're fully prepared to make the call.
Which brings us to Section 3. Contacting your card issuer. Reporting it missing.
Now, I want to quickly demystify what actually happens when you make that emergency call. Understanding this back-end process makes the whole system feel so much less intimidating. When you report the card missing, the issuer's card management system jumps into action and executes a technical database update. It permanently transitions your old plastic to a deactivated status, basically killing it, generates an entirely new card contract with a unique sequence number, and then securely transfers your remaining ledger balance right over to the new one. So your money is moved safely out of reach of whoever has your old card.
But to trigger that whole security process, you have to prove you are who you say you are. Customer service is going to ask for a few things, usually your full name, your address, and your recent transaction history. Now, some automated systems, like Green Dots, for example, will actually let you verify your identity using just your social security number. And a super important heads up here, providers like Pathword, who manage AAA and GoCard Services prepaid cards, they strictly require that your card was registered online prior to being lost. If you hadn't registered it beforehand, they often simply cannot replace it.
Okay, on to Section 4. Understanding your liability limits and your federal protections.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why you cannot wait around to report a missing card. Under federal law, if you notify your financial institution within 2 business days, your maximum liability for unauthorized charges is capped at just $50. But if you wait up to 60 days, that liability jumps to $500. And if you fail to report it within 60 days of your statement, you're facing unlimited liability. That means you could literally lose everything on the card.
The rules here are incredibly strict. As the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau puts it, the extent of your liability is determined solely by your promptness in reporting the loss. It's kind of crazy, but consumer negligence, like if you accidentally wrote your PIN right on the back of the card, doesn't necessarily strip you of these federal protections. But dragging your feet? That absolutely does. The only real exception for extending these tight time limits is if you have severe extenuating circumstances, like being hospitalized for an extended period.
Let's dive into Section 5, Replacement Timeframes and Fees. What's this going to cost and when will it arrive?
The truth is, procedures and fees vary wildly depending on who issued your card. For a standard replacement sent via regular mail, you're usually looking at a 7 to 10 business day wait. Green Dot charges about $5 for this, while NetSpend charges nearly $10. Now, if you're in an absolute emergency and need expedited shipping, the costs definitely jump. Green Dot adds $15 for a 3-day delivery, and NetSpend can charge anywhere from $20 to $25 to get it to you in 1 to 2 days. Keep in mind, some providers, like Pathword, don't even offer an expedited option at all. So always ask what's available when you're on the phone with them.
But hey, I do have some good news for you while you're waiting for the mail to arrive. A super common question is whether you can still access your money digitally in the meantime. And in many cases, yes, absolutely. Your digital wallets like Apple Pay or Samsung Pay will often update automatically with your newly generated card number in the background. That means you can still buy groceries using just your phone before the physical plastic even arrives. Just a quick caveat though, American Express specifically advises that you might need to manually update your Google Wallet app with your new card info.
Finally, we arrive at Section 6, preventing future card loss by building smart habits.
So, the crucial point here is implementing proactive habits so you never have to panic like this again. First off, don't treat your prepaid card like a bank vault. Keep only the balance you immediately need on it and just top it up as required. Second, you've got to enable real-time app notifications. This lets you spot a fraudulent charge the literal second it hits your account. Third, try to avoid keeping every single financial card you own in the exact same wallet. Spread your risk around a bit. And lastly, rely heavily on your smartphone's digital wallet. Why? Because it requires biometric authentication, like your face or your fingerprint, to actually spend your money.
Before we wrap this up, I do need to drop a quick professional disclaimer. This explainer is strictly an educational guide. Because prepaid cards are issued by dozens of different banks, all with completely different fee structures and rules, you absolutely must check your specific cardholder agreement. Always consult your issuer directly to fully understand your exact terms, conditions, and replacement costs. I want to leave you with this one thought. If you dropped your wallet on the street right this very second, are your mobile app settings properly configured to alert you of danger before a thief drains your account? Take just 5 minutes today to check those notifications and ensure your card is actually registered. Your future self will definitely thank you.